Hello, this is Tamara again, and I'm here with video 4 in this series of Toe Up Sock. And what I'm going to do now is show you a technique that's just called knitting the wrap together with the stitch it wraps. So at the last stage of the gusset, when you were turning the heel, actually after the gusset, when you were turning the heel, you were working back and forth. You were increasing on the right and the wrong side, and you were wrapping and turning stitches. And when you wrapped and turned stitches, it created little gaps between the stitches, and it had a little band wrapped around the base of the wrap stitch. So here's one, and on this side, here's one, and here's one. And what we're supposed to do when we're done with all of that is knit those wraps with the stitches. And that sounds crazy. So I'm going to show you what to do. I'm just going to go from where I am now in the pattern, because you're going to be doing this in 2 different rows. I'm going to do from the center where my needle is to the end. And then what you'll be doing is you'll work from wherever you're starting in that row to the end. You'll work back around on needle 1, and then on the following row, you'll come from here and work those wraps with the stitches. So I'm going to knit to a wrap stitch. Here's a wrap stitch, and you could see this yarn is around the base. And when you come to it, what I want you to do is take your needle, slip it under the wrapping, the actual strand, and then slip it under the stitch as well. So I have both strands on. So think of it as like a knit 2 together. Wrap the yarn on your needle and bring it through both. And if you can't do it in one swoop, then get it through the stitch, and then make sure your stitch goes, through. And now I've knit through both. And at first it's going to look wonky. It's okay, let it look a little loose and wonky for now. Now I'm going to do it again. I'm going to knit to the next wrap stitch. Here it is. You can tell it's not an increased stitch like a knit front back. It's actually a strand going around this stitch. And so I'm going to put the needle under the wrapping into the stitch and bring it through both. So I brought it through the stitch and now through the wrapping. And again, it's a little loosey-goosey right now. Don't worry about it. And just move on to the next one. Knit 1, 2. This is the next wrap. I go under the wrap into the stitch, and I bring the yarn through both. There. All right. And now I'm going to knit the last 3 stitches. And that would be the end of the first row of knitting the stitches with their wraps. After that instruction, I would be knitting across needle 1 here, and then under heel flap, row 1 says knit X stitches and knit the wrap together with the stitch it wraps. So that's where you do the other half of it. When you're doing this, this will make a whole lot more sense. And after you've done that, so it's only 2 rows that you're doing that. The first row you're in the middle because you were working short rows. You work all the wraps. You work across needle 1. You come back, and then on that next stitch, that next row, the rest of those wraps, which are still there, you work on that row, and you also start doing increases again. You're going to, decreases again. You're going to be decreasing on the left and the right, and you have done slip, slip, knit, and you've done purl together, so I'm not going to go into that now, but you're going to be doing that as well, and that is going to start bringing the edge of the heel flap together, which will result in the same type of gusset we have with a top-down sock. Hope that was helpful. See you soon. Bye.